Yes, we are talking about the 7 areas of greatness, which is a success journal and planning tool that you can get at jline.network. Okay, that's a little commercial. Right up from the beginning, we start with a commercial, but you don't have to buy one of these if you don't want. We do have free training at the website, so go over there and see the free training on this. You don't have to buy it because some of it looks like this. It's something that you can create on your own. In fact, I have one right here. Now you might say, wait, those look different. Yeah, it's a couple boxes on a paper so you can track things. But for this, I want to talk to you today is a financial formula. Now I do have a financial formula book that we're not talking about today. I'll do a video about that in the future. It's called the J-Line Financial Formula. You could get it on Amazon, however, and the link in the description, of course. But mainly we're talking about the 7 areas of greatness because one of those areas of greatness is financial. And so we got this financial formula flow chart. Okay, go ahead and pause it if you'd like, and you can pause it or take a screenshot and see what this is all about. And then I will explain it. I will explain it to you right now. All right, so basically, this is the problem that most people have, okay? And I'm gonna have to do this. Let me do it, let me find a place to put this and I could do it like a whiteboard training, okay? Let me do that. Okay, now you're doing the extreme close-up version of this video. but I did, maybe I should have made a bigger one. Sorry, I didn't do a bigger one. But the cool thing about this is it's printable, it's doable, and you would write this down. Okay, so it is the J-Line Financial Formula Flow Chart. We do have this available. We don't have it available on the website yet, but go to the website. By the time you watch this, it might be on the website. But you can basically write some boxes on a paper and do it yourself, okay? But basically, this is what happens with the financial formula flow chart, okay? And what most people do, now I don't know if you can see that, it's pretty small, but it says income/revenue, okay? So if you have taxable income, if you're an employee, you have taxable income. If you're a business owner, then you have revenue, okay? Whether you have a regular job or not, your income becomes your revenue. That's a whole nother video. We'll have to do that sometime. But basically income or revenue, okay? Income or revenue, you would put here. Now, and over here it says expenses. And what most people do, okay? What most people do is they have their income that pays their expenses. You would say, of course, right? Of course. I make money and then I pay my bills. That's what I do with my money. But did you know that that is not the proper way, according to the J-Line Financial Formula, that you'll notice an arrow of income coming in, but this income right here is not connected to the expenses directly. Will this money eventually get to your expenses? Yes, but it has some filtering to do. It has some places to go first, okay? So what you should do with your income, okay, this is just not financial advice. I'm not a financial guru. Wait, what do I say? There's some type of thing, okay? A legal note, I'm not don't do your own research, okay? Simple as that. All right, so basically, and this is part of your own research, hopefully. Okay, here we go. Your income comes in. And it should never go directly to your expenses. Your income comes in and it should go to buy assets. Assets are things that you buy that bring you money, okay? That bring you an income. Then after you buy your assets, you're probably gonna have some liabilities, okay? So assets would be, I mean, that's a great term or a great way to think of assets. Look around and if there's anything in your life that you own, that you've purchased, that's bringing you money in or you're making money on, that's an asset. If there's anything in your life that you own that is costing you money because you own it, that's a liability, okay? Now, you can create an income that is an asset that pays for not only the asset, but it pays for some liabilities. Thus, those liabilities wouldn't be liabilities anymore because you have your income buying assets. Those assets make money that actually return into your income. So then you buy assets. Anything after that would go to your liabilities, okay? Your liabilities are things that can go away. Okay, think about that. Like you're always gonna have to buy food, right? So food's not a liability, okay? Like insurance. Insurance is not a liability. You have insurance, you might say insurance can go away. Yeah, maybe, but the point, and you always give in insurance, or like put money into it. But I would say insurance, food, fuel or gas for your car, those are expenses. Like your cell phone bill, an expense. Now, any expense that you can eliminate by having your assets pay for it, that would be great. So even if you say, hey, no, I think insurance is in my liability because I could save money and be self-insured. I won't have to have insurance. Well, in some cases, the law is that you have to have insurance. So you can't be self-insured in the case of like auto insurance. However, you can really decrease that and get the minimum that's required, and then you can save up the rest so that you are partly self-insured, like with car insurance. Okay, I'm getting off topic here, but basically I want to give you an idea. You have your income, it goes to some assets. Assets are making you money, that goes back into your income. Then you can pay your liabilities. After you pay your liabilities, that money goes up here and then it goes to your expenses. Like I say, eventually this money will get to your expenses, but it shouldn't never go directly to your expenses. It should always, and you say, what, my liabilities are expenses? Of course your liabilities are expenses. However, like I said before, these can be not liabilities anymore. You can turn these into assets, or you can have your assets pay for them so they're not really a liability anymore. They're just part of they're costing you money, but they're not like costing you money. I hope that makes sense. Like they cost, but it's already paid for. Easy, right? But let me tell you how to get there. Because eventually, if you have your income creating assets that are making you money, then this becomes a huge snowball effect where there's more money coming in here than there is here. Then once that happens, then you know that you don't need this anymore. You don't need this income. Your assets are developing income. And so even though you have assets, they're making you money that brings in an income so you can buy more assets. And you just, and you know what else it does? The assets bring in money to buy more assets and pay more liabilities and pay expenses. Once that happens, you do not need to have these two sources of income. And I think of it as one source of income. Let's say one stream of income, because we know that the Lord, God, is our source. Everything comes from above. But this would be a stream of income here, a stream of income here. Businesses that you own or that you create or that you buy into to be a part of a business, that would be an asset that can make you money. If it's not making you money, it's a liability. But once it starts making money, it can become an asset and actually bring you in an income. A lot of people don't realize that having a business is so much of an asset because of the difference between income and revenue. Whenever you have a job, the first thing you pay is income tax. With revenue, income tax is the last thing you pay. So you don't have to pay as much income tax if you're operating in the revenue system rather than the income system. So let me just break it down like this. Income, then tax, then you pay your expenses and everything left over. When you have a business, you have your revenue, you pay all your expenses, and then what's ever left over is your income, and you pay taxes on that income, which is a lot lower than this income that you don't have a choice and you have to pay tax. That's a whole nother subject, whole nother video. But the point of what I'm saying is eventually you could get rid of this job that you have that you're bringing in money and allowing assets. And this could be, maybe it's not your main job that you spend all kinds of time on, but maybe it's like a little side hustle here and there. Maybe there's a couple arrows here that's, I'm going to do this side hustle and that side hustle and that side hustle. And you have all these incomes coming in. But if the income goes directly to the expenses, you've failed at life. No, I'm just playing. But you're failing. You're not setting yourself up for future. You're always going to have to work for money to pay your expenses. Until your money starts working for you, you're always going to have to work for money. That is the point of this flow chart here. And that's why I wanted to kind of go over it. I know it's like an extreme close-up, but you got to see it, right? You got to see it. So the point of this whole thing, and the reason why I'm sharing it with you, is because we have the 7 areas of greatness, and I think it's important to have financial goals, and we do talk about it in the 7 areas of greatness, but this is a great flow chart to just kind of test and see where your finances go. Write down all of your income, right? And then write down, you could go straight to expenses, write all your expenses, but as you do that, make sure, is this an expense that will always be with me, like food, or shelter, you know, like even if you say shelter, no, my house is paid off. Well, yeah, your house could be paid off, so it's not a liability anymore. However, you're gonna have to pay for electricity. You're like, no, I got solar and wind and I don't have to pay for electricity. Okay, fine. You're gonna have to have expenses in your life that are things like food. You're like, no, I own a farm. Okay, then you're doing it. You're doing it. This asset class, you actually did away with all your expenses. There's gonna be living expenses, okay? But the idea is to let your income buy some assets, let those assets build you money until the assets become your income. Then your money's working for you and you're not working for money. And there it is. So make sure to go over and get your 7 areas of greatness at jline.network.